Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Office Hours with Jess. So it is that time of year again. Congratulations to everyone who is starting to hear back about MPH and PhD program acceptances. This is truly a really exciting time of the year where you get to see all of the hard work that you put in the fall to your applications, and now are faced with the hard decision of where do you go of all of the different options that you have. So this video is my top 3 things that I think are most important to consider when you are deciding between MPH programs. And this also generally extends to PhD programs as well. So the first thing is understanding what the campus culture is, and that is probably one of the most important things to consider when deciding where to go and where is going to be a good fit for you. Now, what does that mean, campus culture? So I'm talking like, what are the students like there? Go to the admitted students days and get a feel for kind of what, again, that community of students is like. Do they put on events for students? What are the kind of group dynamics, like what are the class dynamics like? What kind of classes do they offer? What kind of, again, events do they put on for students to bring them together and build community? Do they have free food and use that to bring people together? That's always an important thing to also consider and keep in mind. And kind of with that as well, like, what are the faculty, professors, and staff like too? Because they obviously play a huge role in your MPH experience and your experience in and out of the classroom. So think about that as well in terms of what the professors are like, what the networking opportunities are like, and how the program describes how they're going to connect you to internships, etc. All of that falls into sort of, again, what does this program offer for you and what would be a good fit for you kind of when you. And really, the way you feel this is by going and visiting the program. And if you're unable to travel and do that, then find ways to like talk with faculty, talk with students, have Zoom, go to info sessions, like whatever you can to get, again, a taste of what that campus life, that campus culture is like. Tip number 2, or thing to consider number 2, is money and how much it is going to cost for you to attend. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the fact that grad school costs a lot of money. So you want to think about how much money that it is going to cost you to attend this program. And some schools will provide financial aid or merit-based scholarships. So definitely, inquire about that and let that factor into your decision as well, or see if there are opportunities to do sort of like part-time work study to help also cover the cost of your tuition. And lastly, this is kind of related too, but the location. So where the school is, you're going to be spending 1 to 2 years, maybe even more, living in this city. So, what is the cost of living like? So that's how it relates to cost. And sort of, do you like being in a small town, a big town, a bustling city? Consider all those things. Like, how far are you from a Trader Joe's? Like, that's honestly kind of important to think about too. When I got to New Haven, I didn't realize that I would have to order all my groceries online because there was no nearby grocery store. So it's little things like that you don't really think about until you kind of get there and it's too late. So really evaluate sort of what are the essential things that you need on a day-to-day basis and make sure that that location, has what you're looking for. And also the weather too, and what the weather is like in that geographic area. So if you are like me, warm-blooded and from California, you might want to think about, spending a good chunk of time on the East Coast where there is lots of snow and it's very cold, and to mentally prepare yourself for that as well. So yes, keep in mind kind of how much weather is going to impact you and your experience as well. And also distance from family and loved ones. And I always say this, like if you have a partner, you definitely want to consider them and, where they are located geographically to where your program or your school is, and being okay with if there is a distance between you and your loved ones, family, etc., if that's something you want to balance as well. So location honestly is huge. And I do want to end on one thing that I want to say is probably not important to consider, or something you shouldn't weigh heavily when you're considering schools, is the rank. I don't think it really matters if you're going to the number one public health school or the number whatever public health school. At the end of the day, you are still getting a master's in public health. You are going to get an amazing experience. You are going to network with amazing people, have amazing colleagues, learn from some of the best public health faculty, and it doesn't matter, again, the rank of that school. You will get an amazing MPH education. And I think that sometimes there's too much weight placed on going to some of the schools with the shiny names. And I think that just because you don't go to like an Ivy League or like a top 10 public health school, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get a really excellent MPH experience. And so definitely weigh that against, like, if you have a school that's giving you like full financial aid or a full ride, and they're maybe not like the top school, that's still something that you might want to consider, given the trade-off of like cost versus rank, where I really do think rank is not that important. So I hope you enjoyed some of the information from this episode, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on another episode of Office Hours with Jess. Thank you.